Rita Moreno is a Hollywood actress best known for her role in the classic musical West Side Story. Despite a long life of fame and success, the 90-year-old star has had numerous ups and downs in her personal life that many fans might not know about. These include a sexual assault she experienced early in her career, brushes with racism, and a rocky affair with Marlon Brando. Join Facts First as we take a look at tragic details about Rita Moreno. Rita Moreno was born December 31, 1931 in Puerto Rico. At a young age, Rita's mother left her father and took her and her brother to New York City, where they found a home in Manhattan. The actress has recalled she experienced a lot of racism during her youth, and this was a trend that continued even after she became famous. In fact, Rita nearly turned down her most iconic role due to what she felt were derogatory views in the script regarding her home country. That role was in West Side Story, though she eventually took it after some changes were made to the derogatory tone. At an early age, Rita began dancing professionally. She made her debut at age 6, performing at a nightclub in Greenwich Village. She continued dancing throughout her childhood and into her teens, becoming the main provider for herself, her mother, and her brother by the time she was 16. It was in 1950, when Rita was 18, that she signed with MGM. But that relationship only lasted a year before she moved to 20th Century Fox. While one might assume this early success was a good thing for Rita Moreno, it led to her dealing with some shady characters who preyed upon her innocence. The worst of them was her agent, who committed sexual assault on her when she was a teen. Feeling trapped and alone, Rita chose to stay with him out of fear of losing ties in the entertainment industry and disappointing her family. She eventually broke things off, though they reunited by chance much later in life. According to Rita, she ran into the agent who sexually assaulted her 7 decades after breaking contact and was taken aback when he asked her out to lunch to meet his wife. Rita reluctantly agreed, hoping the meeting would lead to some closure. But instead of providing closure on the traumatic incident, it only showed her he still had no remorse. When his wife went to use the bathroom, the former agent supposedly brought the sexual assault incident up excitedly, claiming he wished he had gotten her pregnant. While none of Rita's later traumatic experiences have quite matched the full-blown sexual assault that her agent had perpetrated upon her, that certainly wasn't the end of her troubles. Rita has claimed that numerous notable Hollywood execs sexually harassed her during her early years in the business, including Harry Cohn and Buddy Adler. Harry Cohn was one of the founders of Columbia Pictures, while Buddy Adler was the man in charge of 20th Century Fox during the days she worked with the studio. According to Rita, she had no idea the men in Hollywood were so predatory, and she had a hard time figuring out whom to trust in her early career. She thankfully turned down the strange advances of Harry Cohn and Buddy Adler, but there was one Hollywood figure whose charms she couldn't break away from. That was Marlon Brando, with whom she had a tumultuous relationship that lasted nearly a decade. Rita met Marlon when she was 21, and he was one of the biggest stars in the world at the time. The year was 1953, and Marlon had already made his memorable turn in the film version of A Streetcar Named Desire. They met while filming 1954's Desiree, and Rita was instantly stricken by the star's presence. According to her, she became instantly obsessed with the actor, to the point where she claims she considered his presence as addictive as cocaine. Sadly, Marlon's love turned out to be as destructive as the substance as well. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already, and stick around for more about Rita Moreno. Rita and Marlon were together in various capacities over 8 years, though it seems Marlon never took the romantic relationship very seriously. He even married 2 other women during the period, though that didn't do much to diminish Rita's obsession. Although Marlon generally reciprocated the sexual attention that Rita gave him, he treated her callously. One time, he even forced her to get a botched illegal abortion that resulted in her needing surgery to have the fetus removed. Despite all Marlon put her through, Rita claims she couldn't keep away. She still considers the star to be one of the greatest loves of her life, alongside her late and only husband, Leonard Gordon. Rita married manager Gordon in 1965, not long after her rocky relationship with Marlon ended. The two remained married until Leonard's death in 2010. Brando died in 2004, and Rita had long since made up with him. The two were likely better friends upon the event of Marlon's death than they were during the years of their romance. According to Rita, it was Marlon who made all the advances later in life, in contrast to the obsessive attention she had granted him decades before. Though she didn't wish to reignite their romance, she considered him a friend. Rita still keeps a photo of Marlon on her wall, though the memory of him is certainly tied with a good deal of traumatic memories from her early Hollywood career. Rita claims that what fueled their relationship was sex, saying Marlon is the best lover she ever had. Still, it seems this sex wasn't enough to keep Marlon from marrying first wife Anna Kashfi in 1957, much to Rita's chagrin. Marlon divorced Anna in 1959, then moved on to second wife Movida Castaneda, all while keeping Rita off on the side. To make matters worse, Marlon had children with those wives, while forcing the aforementioned illegal abortion upon Rita. Rita was certainly hurt by Marlon's treatment, but she persisted in trying to win over his affections. She felt if she pushed hard enough, she might be able to eventually claim the actor for herself. Sadly, this never ended up being the case. By the time Marlon might have finally been interested in settling down with her later in life, Rita had already moved on with her first and only husband. One of the ways Rita used to get back at Marlon when he was giving other women more attention than her was to give other men more attention than him. She started up contrasting affairs with numerous other celebrities, like Dennis Hopper and Elvis. While one might think getting together with Elvis Presley would have been enough to make Marlon jealous, it apparently wasn't. Rita has said that Elvis couldn't even hold a candle to Marlon as a lover. It was after breaking off her relationship with Elvis and crawling back to Marlon Brando yet again that Rita became pregnant and was forced by the actor to get the illegal abortion. She was disgusted when her longtime lover suggested the procedure. He apparently went about scheduling the procedure without even asking Rita for any input, and she reluctantly went along with it, not knowing what else to do. Evidently, Rita returned from the procedure to find the fetus was still inside her. She subsequently had to be rushed to the hospital to have it surgically removed. Not long after this, Rita attempted suicide. It was after this attempt that a therapist advised Rita and Marlon to never see each other again, and the pair reluctantly agreed. They eventually reunited professionally in the film The Night of the Following Day. During production, Marlon apparently tried to initiate intercourse with Rita, but she refused. Still, they maintained a friendship in the decades after this incident, leading up to Marlon's death. Rita is now 90 and recently appeared in Steven Spielberg's remake of West Side Story. She's still best known for her role as Anita in the original film and was given a role in the new film written just for her. On the new film, Spielberg encouraged her to share her cultural experiences with the cast and crew to make it more authentic. Now it's time to hear from you. Did you know that Rita Moreno was coerced by Marlon Brando to getting a botched illegal abortion? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.